Hi guys, welcome to the flight today as we are with the Threshold 737-900NG series, and we are with the first aircraft out of the whole fleet that we are using today that I've set up ready to go, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Inside, the cockpit textures are nice and dark and the switches, everything. This is the aircraft that I do enjoy flying the most, and it's going to be a great first flight on the channel for this aircraft, as we're going to do a flight from London Luton down to Charles de Gaulle airport. We're going to be departing out of Luton as we head up over the coast, and then just as we hit into Paris we're going to be coming on the BitBack's arrival. So don't forget to like and subscribe guys, as now we have some new models. The 600 is going to be coming out next, as I do enjoy the 600 as well, and then we'll go through the 7 and then back to the 8. So don't forget to like and subscribe guys, and now we can get inside the cockpit and start the aircraft. So here we are in the 737-900NG. So we'll go overhead, we'll get the battery on and guarded, lovely sound, standby power is guarded and ground power is on. Go to bat and ground power, which is all checked for us. Put the IRSs on to align, get the panel lighted on the emergency light, and get the fasten seatbelt signs on, get the one pump on for the APU. And we'll start out for 3 seconds, low pressure is on, and we'll see EGT start to increase. As we go overhead now, we can go and test the window heats, which is lovely to see as we are in the 737-900 series today. As we go over, put the second electrics on, recircs are on to auto, get the packs on, isolation valve is open, and APU bleed can go on, get that all set. For altitude today, we're going for flight level of 250, which is going to be set. As we come down in for Charles, we've got panel lighting on, as we get the lovely lights all lit up in the 737 today, which look absolutely fantastic. It's so nice to be able to fly a new aircraft, and they have been just really nice. The textures, the quality of the cabin, everything has been done very nicely by the team. So we'll get the iris position aligned, we've got that into quick align, so we'll get that all ready. So we've got Echo Golf Whiskey. I'm going to go into the left GPS, we'll grab that, we'll get that in, down to route. We're going to be coming in for Lima Foxtrot Papa Golf. One for the departure route, we're taking runway 25, got the Compton 4 Bravo. From leaving the Compton 4 Bravo departure, we're going to be going to Midhurst, which is going to be Midhurst on the 11400. Then we're going to take Exedil. Exedil is then going to take Zunum for Mike 605. But we head down to BitBack's. Then BitBack's is going to bring us in for the BitBack's 9 Whiskey. Coming in for the ILS for 27 left. And we are going to be departing for the Mopa 6 Whiskey. We come through onto the route, we can activate that up. Now that's all in. For our gross rate, we've got reserves of 2 today. Cost index, leaving out the runway, is going to be 56. Got flight level of 250, which is in. For the ISA for today's flight, we can take a look at that as well. For flight level 25, we've got 266 at 107. And that's going to give us our minus 36. Okay. We just checked, coming in for takeoff, take full takeoff. We're going to go in for climb 1. And we're going to leave in a flaps 5, which is going to say 146, 148, first officer side, all in. 1006, which is on the QNH. Okay, which is checked. And 1006. Over on outside, which is also checked. Leaving out on the departure, we have going to have Hendon in, which is the 433, so let's get that all in as well. Got 433 coming in. Okay, which is set. Switch that over, that'll be Hendon. It should come in as Hendon right now, which is fine. As we go overhead now, APU's all on, we can go in and get all of our pumps on. As we've got 1, 2, we've got hardly anything in number 3, so that'll be fine for us. As we switch over now onto the APU gen, the aircraft is fully ready to go, so we can get all of the engine electrics on, and we are ready to depart. The only one thing I want to see is for the landing, we've got a elevation of 392. So we'll leave that for 4, which is checked, auto, and everything else is fine to go. So position light can go on, we'll get our logo on for the fun of it, and the collision light can also go on, and we can tell the target and everyone to leave as we get ready to go. So the ASU and everything is gone. Lovely tablet, it's a nice makeover. 1006 220 at 12 we've got on the winds, which is fine, and now as we are ready to leave we can call the tug and get ready to go. Tugs are now starting to come forward, so we'll go to our checklist, as we haven't done the checklist in a long time, and it'd be nice to start it with the 900 series. So on for our before start checklist, we've got the auto throttle, which is armed and checked. Left, right, centre fuel pumps as required, which are checked. We've got 1 and 2. ANF fuel pumps, which are on. Electric hydraulic pumps, which are also on, which is checked. Anti-collision lights are on. We've got the parking brake, which is set. Ground equipment is removed, and engine area is clear. Secondary display unit is going to be for the engine, which is checked. Packs can now go off, which is confirmed. Engine start switch will go to ground, and then the fuel cut controller lever will go to run. TCAS now we can get set to TA, which is checked, and leaving out for the departure for runway 25. We're going to the 11435, so I'm going to get in Compton, and we'll get the NDB over. That way we'll have Compton in our view, and we'll also be able to set in on the VOR as well. So we've got the NDB, and we'll also have Compton VOR as we depart. So as the aircraft now lifts us up, we are ready to leave. As our departing runway, we are going to be leaving out for 255, 255, which is set, and 225, which is also set. Parking brake is released, auto brake is RTO, and we are now ready for our pushback. So overhead, we're going to go for engine for both. We're going to go for engine number 2, which will go to ground. Slow valve is open. N2 is increasing. All pressure temps come to life. 25% will inject fuel. We'll see EGT start to increase. So we get slower rate on the engine startup. Engine number 2 is coming in now. EGT is starting to increase, which is checked. Okay, we've got around 4.50 on the trim, which we can set through, which is also checked. Engine number 2 now is stabilised. Starter cutout is off, and now engine number 2 is just getting ready to go. So we go for engine number 1. N2 is increasing. 25% will inject fuel, and we'll see EGT start to increase. As we've got both engines now come to life, engine number 1 now is stabilised, so we can go to our before taxi checklist, which will get set as the tug's just pushing us back now, and it's going to drop us down in just a few moments time. So as engine number 1 and 2 have come over, we've got generator 1 and 2, which can be switched back over, which is also checked. We go over to gen 1, which is also checked and set. Probe heats are on, which are checked. Engine anti-ice, going to leave it on to after takeoff. Packs will go back to auto as required. Isolation valve will go to auto. We've got the engine bleeds with the APU bleed off, and we can get the APU off as well. Elevator trim is 4.5 for takeoff. Flight controls are free and correct, which are set. Auto brake is RTO. Lower display unit can be turned off now, and we are now fully ready to leave. Recall, which is clear, and we're fully ready for our departure. So as we put parking brake on, tug's now going to drop us down, and he's going to get ready to leave as we depart. 1006 coming out on the QNH, and once we depart out, we're going to be leaving out on the 225, then we're going to take the left-hand turn at 5000 below to 1030 above. Once we get to 7 DME from Biggin, which is for Bovingdon, sorry, we're then going to make that turn on for Henton, and then Compton, which we've also got set. Tug's now going to get ready to disappear. We can drop our flaps 5 setting. It's nice to have on a new set of engine sounds and complete new sound work going in with the switches, which is really nice, because it does make a difference in the aircraft. So Tug's going to drive off now, give us the wave, and then we are going to leave. Oh, there's a Tug now leaving. We're all set overhead. Engine start switches can go to continuous. We can get on our taxi lights, which are checked and set, and we are now ready to leave. So Tugman's going to tell us bye-bye, see you soon, and we are ready to go. So we can release the brakes, and the first flight of the 737-900NG ready to go. So I don't know if the start leg actually does work. If it doesn't, then we'll just go over to the tablet, over to our taxi. We're going to go down Delta, take a left on Alpha, and we'll be ready to go. So the 900 coming out today. So as we're powering up now. And take this right turn out, and then from that right hand turn we'll take a left. It's lovely textures. You can see the rework done on the MCP on the front display panels. It's really nice to be able to fly the 900, and we're going to be flying all models this week, guys, so stay tuned as we're doing full procedure flights in the 737-900NG. Got the Reshade in as well, which is working fantastic. We've got Sam Seasons just giving us a bit of snow as we are still coming through December through to January. So we should have a really nice flight today as we make way to Paris. Leaving out around 70 tons. Can pre-arm LNAV. We'll go ahead and select which will be on. Auto throttles armed. Got 157 for V2. I've noticed that the rudders are a little bit sensitive. But I've changed the response curve, so it should be a little bit less aggressive. As we taxi on down Alpha now, ready to taxi on to 25. We'll get most of the runway as we come through. Leaving out, got a 148 full rotate. So it is going to be a very fast takeoff. We could probably get away with a flaps 10. Let's see what flaps 10 will give us. 145 to 147. Now we'll take flaps 5. It's only going to be 1 knot off, and I do want to get in pretty sharpish. Other than that, the aircraft's fantastic. It does look different, feels different. There's a bit more quality in the textures. So Zebo and LevelUP, you've done a great job of bringing the next version of the 737s into the community. Pass Alpha 1, we'll get the strobes on, and we'll get the runway tunnel lights on. as we are carrying quite a bit of weight today. So cabin crew prepare for departure. Okay, so cabin is ready. I thought we'd do the 900 as it is the largest of them. The ER's there. I thought we'd do the NGs. We've got the ER for the ultimate, so I thought we'd take this 900NG out on our trip today. So we'll get level up, ready to come over. Okay, as we switch over now and get the runway turn-off lights on, we can get our strobes, which can go on as well. As we taxi down to the end. Now we'll turn around and get ready to go, so we'll give a little bit of power so we can actually get down as we are a little heavy. Check our restrictions for the speeds, etc. 182, 1210, and then 255 all the way to end and 3000 above. So it'll be a continuous climb out. Got 210 which will be in as we come through. We'll check that out as we line up, ready to go. Ready to go now in the 737-900NG. We go overhead, we'll get our runway turn-off lights, which are on, we'll get them landing lights on, taxis can go off, engine start switches are continuous, and we are now all ready and set to leave. LNAV is pre-armed with head and select. I'm going to go out on full toggle 148 for rotate and 1574 for V2. So, full pressure on the column. Now we're going to power on up to 50%, we're going to let it stabilise, we'll release the brakes, and then we'll full toggle out of it. Stabilised, brakes released, and toga. Thrust set. Airspeed live. Can feel the wind just a little. 80 knots checked. Throttle hold. 100 neutral on the column.
Well, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Okay, so as the gear comes up now bang up to 210. 400 check now. LNAV will be engaged as we just lower the nose just slightly as we go into our climb. As we go up for flaps 1, make that left hand turn, 1000 checked. Come through 1500 feet, we're going to hold for 2000 and we can take it all the way up to 63 for now. Then as we rotate up we can continue the climb up and then we'll adjust the MCP as we come through. So going into a flaps 1 now. As we follow the flight director out, so hold up for 210. So flaps are fully up now, VNAV can be engaged. As we rise up, can now engage the autopilot, which is in. Gear can now be turned off, which is checked. Auto brake can be turned off as well, as we now bug in, ready to take that right hand turn onto the 198 and then the 255. So as we go onto the 255 now, which is in and checked, we're going up for 25, which is also set as we go into that left hand turn. Engine start switches can be turned off. As we rise through, seatbelt signs can be also Let go as we now hold for 250. VNAV is in as we climb through 3,700 feet for 3,500 feet per minute. 17 knot headwind just coming in now as we make our way through the Delta 343D. Enough path is now in as we wait for 10,000 feet. Go back to VNAV speed as we go up to our climb speed, and then from the climb speed we'll then drop in and come up to our cruise. So 5,000 we're holding now on until we get past Compton, and then from Compton we'll go up to 190. Compton right now is currently, we just checked down on the VOR, Compton's 31 nautical miles. If we take a look outside, we can take a lovely look at the engine on the wings. It does look really nice, and it does feel different as well. It's nice to see the different textures in. We've got SAM seasons in for the winter at the moment, so it makes you for a lovely winter arrival this evening as we approach down into Charles de Gaulle. Got some nice little wind flex going on. There is engine flex as well with turbulence. Haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure that is there now. There's Hendon as we've got the NTB, which is in blue on the navigational display. We say we can clear up to 250 now, so we can go hit altitude intervene. Altitude intervene should get us in. There's N1. Now the aircraft will start to pitch up as we climb up for 250. So on our after takeoff checklist, auto brake is off, gear is up and off, flaps are up, no lights, VNAV is engaged, 10,000 feet, we'll get the landing lights off, and we are now ready to proceed. QNHs can now go over to standard, which are both set and checked, as we see that lovely sun come down into the sunset. 7 degrees passing through 7,000 feet. On our way out for flight level 250. You can see we have got some wind in the vicinity as we then take that left hand turn from Hendon to Rodney onto the 226. Lovely textures, as we can see the textures do look fantastic. 226 is going to be in on the next fix. As is checked, as we're going to make that left hand turn to proceed off. .23 nautical miles away from Compton, and the aircraft is now fully configured to rise up to flight level 250. Just passing through 10,000 feet now, we can get our landing lights on. Jar checked. As we're just going to hop across the coast as we go up to our climb speed now. I'm going to leave you guys with the takeoff cinematics, so don't forget to like and subscribe guys, leave your comments down below, and I'll see you when we get back into the cockpit for our arrival down in for the BIVX 9 Whiskey run into Charles de Gaulle Airport for runway 27 left on the ILS. So I'll see you guys in just a sec. Hi guys, welcome back to the flight deck. As we're just out top of descent now, which we're going to plug in for 5,000 feet. As we get ready to make that descent down on for the bivac's arrival. So for the bivac's arrival, we are going to start down from bivac's, which is going to be at max 250, flight level 240 below. We're taking the 9 whiskey, so we go for 300 max, 240 as we break off onto the 153. Once we come down, we're going to take a left-hand turn to Mopa, and then we're going to take the transition for the Mopa 6 whiskey, which brings us onto the 093 all the way to the Papa Golf 536. From there, we're going to run it round as we come through for 5,000 feet. We'll be starting the descent at 14.5 DME from the localizer, and 16.8 from the VRR, which we've got plugged in as well, which will come to life. So we can see we've got the VNAV speed tape as well, which is lovely to see in, as it needs to be 300 below. As we pass through flight level 240 now, we can get the engine start switches, which are on and checked. Tell the cabin now to prepare themselves as we get ready to come through. We've got the ILS frequencies, which is the 110.7, which are both sides cross-checked, 110.7, and the 115.35 for the Charlie Golf November, which is also in as well. Once we come in within reach, they'll both come to life as we now come down to Kiliv, and then as I descend for flight level 240. Currently tracking inbound for the 153, which will just get our track heading on for. 264 is what our course send is going to be for the intercept for the ILS, and what we can do now is we're going to x-enviro and we'll just check out the weather briefing as we come through. So Lima Foxtrot Papa Golf as we come through. So we can see we've got 210 at 2 knots, we've got rain broken at 16, so 1600 feet is broken clouds, QNH is 1012, and our temperatures and dew point is 11 and 10. So 210 at 15, gusting to 5. So let's go into our landing performance. We're going to get ready to go into the descent. So landing performance coming in for runway 27 left. Winds as we get them up again. Winds are 210 and about 210 at 25. Okay, which is in. Temperature's 10. QNH coming down onto the runway is going to be 1012. Which is in. We'll go down and check our performance for our program. So 13.2 to 12, which is 1.2, which will be 140. So as we hit 140 off of 0.2, so that was 12, 13, so 1.2 for that will be 149.6. So 149.6, take flaps 30, 151, come in nice and hot. You can see we've got the ILS for 27 left on a 110.7, there's a 264 course, and we've got the bright soap which is on. Everything here is configured now for the arrival down. As we're descending through flight level 32, and we're going to go down all the way past 230, and come in for runway 27 left. So the 900 series, I think is a really nice aircraft. Textures are really nice as well, which is very nice to see. On for our landing way, as I need to switch that over. So we're just going to basically take a also rate number 2, which will be fine for us as we've got lots of runway over on Charles de Gaulle's 27 left. As we drive down Bivex now on that 153 track, we're going to get down to Koliv, which will then be for Bivex still 300 max, and below flight level 130. Mopa's our initial fix, and the transition is the Mopa 6 whiskey. Onto brake number 2 as we fly in. There's the FMC speed as the aircraft gets ready to rock and roll. Koliv flight level 13 below, and then 11,000 between flight level 11 and 12,000, and then we start that descent all the way down past the Papa Golf 536, where we make that right hand turn, and then we slow down to 171 for 5,000. As we pass through flight level 200. Charles de Gaulle's got broken at 1600 feet. So she will be covered in the clouds until we just break down. Minimums, we'll go get that set before the arrival down, which is going to be 587 for a 200 foot decision. And just 587. Also pre-arm the QNHs, which is 1012. Standards over on the standby, and we go 1012, which is plugged in as well. As we're just now coming into Kiev, we've got our VNAV speed tape here as well, which is lovely to see. Following the VNAV path as we come down. Got lovely clouds, we've got x-enviro in, so we should have a lovely arrival tonight, guys. Passing through 18,000, we're going to go on to that left-hand bend, which will then bring us down to Mopar on the 093. And we're going to start that descent down. So we check the weather, which we've already got. We can get the approach checklist and descent. So for the descent checklist, we have got latest information for the airport has been discussed. We've discussed the winds. We've got QNH at 1012, temperature is 10, energy point is 11, got broken at 1600 feet. Altimeter is 1012, which will be checked. The radios, which are all plugged in. We've got the Charlie Golf November, which is 11535. We've got the ILS for the 11070, which is checked and cross-checked, coming in on the 264, and we can confirm that as well for the 11070 for the Charlie Golf Whiskey, and the 264 course coming in for the track. MCSP approach pre-rev has been checked as well. We're coming in, we're coming in for a 151 with the wind correction as well, and with the gusts. I don't know how to calculate the gusts. 210 at 15, gust in 25. Okay, so 15 gusts at 25. So if I add a plus 15 onto that, that should keep us there in the clear. As we get ready for that left-hand turn, ready to take us onto the 0934 Mopar. Love the sounds, love the new textures of the aircraft. It's very nice, and we get to fly all different series of the NG. Passing through 14,003, we'll see how the aircraft fares with the BNAV as well. As we now leave Kiev, and we're going to go to Mopar and then start that transition. As you can see, we roll in for the Papa Charlie Golf 356, and then we're going to make that right-hand turns and then intercept in for the runway at 5,000 feet, which will be us already and checked in. You can see we've got the Charlie Golf November VOR in now, 41 nautical miles from the airport. As we now track inbound towards Charles de Gaulle for runway 27 left. On the progress, we're ready to come in for 11 minutes past. So we've got about another 20 minutes as we roll through on 13,000 feet. Now as we start that next set of descents, we can put the data on, which will show us the descends as well, 1755 for 11,000 above. So 1 minute to go, and then the aircraft's going to start its descent again from 300 on our speed. We're then going to start to slow down 292, 256, just approaching 10,000. So things are looking quite nice. We can see the vertical deviation now just coming down as the aircraft starts to make its final descent preparations, and we should start to see the speed as well as we pass over Mopar, drop to 292, and we should see the VNAV speed tape come down with it. 1.3 nautical miles from Mopar. So there's 292, 12,000 feet. Once past 10,000 feet, we get the landing lights on. The QNHs are going to be switched over once we pass transition, which we'll say is 5,000. So once we pass around 6,000 feet, we get the altitude and everything all set. Ready to come back in for 27 left. Got 587 for a 200 foot decision. Also brake number 2 coming in. And following the 293. You can see our top of descent. which is for flight level 120, and then we start that next set of descents from the Public 534 to crew, which will be for 10,000 all the way to 27 left, which is for 5,000 at 171. And you start switch to continuous, which are checked with landing altitude, which is 400, which is here 392. So as we go up in 50 increments, it'll be 400 feet, which is checked. Engine anti-ice is on as we're on 4 degrees. So we'll see how the VNAV handles as well, see if it follows all of its restraints. 10,009 as we pass through, 17 nautical miles to go. The aircraft does look very nice. I do like the textures of the wings, the engines, and everything that the guys at LevelUP along with Zebo have done with this new and improved series of aircraft. I'll be flying the 600 next, as I do like the 600. Might fly with SAS, I haven't seen any other liveries, so if there are any liveries I do fly the next flight, then we'll get that in so you guys can see that for us. One thing I do like is the VNAV speed tape. That's very nice to see, because I have seen it in real life on one of the aircraft's PFDs, but it wasn't available in the Zebo unless it was in one of the later updates, which I didn't happen to see. So I haven't used the Zebo too much. I've been flying the classics, the 737-200s, which we've got coming in as well this week. We've got a nice Air Baltic. We're using a fictional livery as we take a flight. So that's something else to look forward to as well, guys. Just past 292 into the recall, which is clear. 12,000 feet, we're going to come in then at a decel point. Once we pass the symbol, which will be for 10,900 feet, we'll get the landing lights all on, ready for our break into 27 left, as the sun now starts to set. As we beam into Charles de Gaulle, just flying over Paris now, as we get ready for that right hand turn, and then our final right, which will take us into the airport. So on the charts we can see now as we're taking the Mopa 6 Whiskey transition all the way to the Papa Golf 536. We're going to the 534 and then we're going to take it to crew, and then there's a 536 ready for that right hand turn, where we then proceed around on the runway. 14.5 Dimmy. We are going to be starting that descent from 5,000 feet. We'll be coming down on a 3-degree glide path, and all around for our descent we're looking around probably about 850 feet per minute. So we are going to be coming in hot as the aircraft now makes its final descent preparations. Passing through 11,007. Aircraft's fully configured and ready to go. Engine anti-ice will get off after 10 degrees. It's currently 5. It's just about 10 coming down onto the runway. Going to slow down to 250, and then the aircraft will start to make its final preparations. There it is, 10,000 feet coming in. We got landing lights on. Roger checked, cabin crew can be advised. Now we start to see the VNAV speed tape start to come down. As it slows down for 250, on for our speed for 256 at crew. So we can see the pink magenta line now coming down. Now the aircraft will continue its descent. As we now start to get ready to head in towards Krill, which is for the 094. And then once we leave the Papa Golf at 356 or 536, we're going to be then moving on to the 135. I'll just slow down now, just below 250. The aircraft's now going to continue its descent. As we move on to 10,000 feet, and then we drop down to 5,000, which is going to be the last restraint for us. Progress time still on target, 6:11 coming in. Current time now is 1800, so in 11 minutes time we will be touching down into Charles de Gaulle. Going to move the 135 onto that right hand turn in just a few moments. speed brakes can be armed. (9,000 feet). And move the track heading to 135, which is checked. Let's come up to our flaps up retraction speed. Aircraft doing a lovely job maintaining our speed, keeping everything nice and smooth and constant. As we pass through 8,500 feet, passing through 6,000, we are then going to switch over the QNHs for 1012, which we'll just check over on the METARs just to make sure that the METARs haven't changed as we are on our way down. So METARs still haven't changed, the clouds have got a bit lower, we've got 1012 for the QNH, 11 degrees on the temperature now, so it's risen by 1 degree. Broken clouds are now 1,100 feet from 1,600, and there is a light rain in the vicinity. As we pass through 8,000 feet in the 737-900NG series, so what a great aircraft to start off the LevelUP fleet as we go through, and we'll get the 600 in as we progress through the week. So there's the FMC speed now, the throttles will kick in to keep us onto our flaps up. As right now, currently, we want to be going down to a 171, so I'm going to open up the flaps in just a few moments' time when we do get through. For now, we can switch over the ILSs, which are both set and checked. You can see that we've got the Charlie Golf Whiskey for the 264, and we're currently 13.2 DME for LNAV and VNAV. Let's just come in for 171, so we can just lower down on the range as we get in, and we can get the terrain in, so if any terrain is in the vicinity. Let's slow the aircraft down. You can see the decel point once we get to Charlie, Foxtrot 27 left. QNHs can now come over. HR checked. As we pass through 6,007. Get the runway tunnel flights on once we are fully established on the approach. And let the FMC keep us up until flaps up, so I don't want to come down to 171 until we pass the decel point. So as we pass the decel point now, go into a flaps 1 and into a flaps 5. There's 5,000 coming in. As you can see, the aircraft has decided to run away just a little bit. I'm not going to intervene, I'm going to let it carry on. 5,000 feet is set, standard for us. The localizer is in, we can activate the approach now as we slow back down for flaps 5. Flaps 5 are in and checked. 14.5 DME is where we're going to start the glide slope. So as we hit this right hand turn, we are literally going to start the glide slope, but pretty much instantaneously once we go into this right hand turn. So I'm going to drop into flaps 15, get down. Glide slope and localizer are fully locked in. We are down on the single channel.
Gears down, 3 greens.
And gear down, 3 green checks. Pass now through 4,000 feet. We are flaps 30, gears down, 3 green as we go in for our landing checklist. So for our approach checkers, we've got the altimeter visual check, localizer frequency are established on the single channel along with the glide slope heading down onto the 264, which is checked and set. All auto brake set for number 2, we've got flaps down, flaps 30, we've got gear down, 3 green, and we are coming in on our 159 VREV. As we are now following the glide slope down, we are currently 9.7 DME. Now we've got the aircraft already configured pretty quick, as we are coming in pretty fast anyway, so we're going to get down to the airport pretty sharp. And you see there's the end of descent, we can rock in for the approach. As we come through, there's the glide path. So we are now ready and set to come in. Passing through 3,000 feet, 1,100 feet is the broken cloud, so we should pass through. We've got 587 for a 200-foot decision. As we dip down the clouds now, 2,500 checked. .5 DME. And if low glide slope was out, we're currently now at 7 DME approaching, and at 7 DME we need to be at 2620. So there's 26, 7 DME and 2620. So we are on the right glide path as we come through. Roughly around 800 feet per minute. As we dive into the clouds, we can get the runway tunnel flights, which can go on. Cabin crew can be advised, take your seats for landing. Speed brake is armed, and we are ready for our run. Engine anti-ice can now go off as 10 degrees. Okay, runway is in sight. Pass through 2,000 feet. So here goes the 737-900NG, and it's going to be our first flight on the channel. So we'll have a look and see what the low window wipers look like as well. There's some light rain in the vicinity, so I'm happy. Once we come through, follow the glide slope down, and we'll get ready to go. So I'm going to disconnect the autopilot, and I'm going to disconnect the auto throttle, and now I have control of the aircraft. We're looking around 800 feet per minute. The controls are a little sensitive, so maybe I need to sort out the curve response a little bit more, but not much input is needed, which isn't bad. 1,000 checked. As it's just come over, it's got some slight wind blowing us over 12 knots to the left. The aircraft is very stable. 3 right, so we just lift up just a little, increase power. As it is a big aircraft, the 900 compared to the 8. It'll just stay stable enough now, ready to come back onto profile. Okay, there's 2 red, 2 white. We'll let the glide slope come down just a little more, and now we can start that descent back.
400. 300. Approaching minimums. 200. Minimum.
Continue. Runway's visual now.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, speed brakes are up. And reversers are active. Full pressure on the column. As the rudders are quite sensitive as we are prepared to slow down, so don't want to overreact, otherwise we might end up going sideways. 80 knots. Reversers can be stowed now, and auto brakes can be disarmed. As we make our way down to runway turnoff, and here we are, guys, down in lovely Charles de Gaulle. So first flight wasn't too bad. Speed brake can now be retracted. And we get the flaps retracted as well as we make this left-hand turn off of the runway. So it was a little bit bumpy grindy as the controls are really sensitive, so probably have to try and do something on the curve response. I did already before the flight, so I might need to go back and just do a little bit more, or it could just be how the aircraft is. So as we roll off now, we can get the runway landing lights off, so we'll get the landing lights up. Runway turn off lights, we'll get them off. We get the taxi lights on now as we progress over, and there is our arrival for the evening, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you with the landing cinematics. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see the 600 next on the channel, and we're going to be flying all of the fleets of the LevelUP 737. So look forward to seeing you guys soon. Take care for now and stay safe. Bye bye.